Okay, so we are going to do a practice today. It's going to focus on back strengthening exercises. So a bit of back opening and a bit of core strength. So there's going to be a couple of main kind of focuses that we want to try to hold on to all the way through the practice. And that is going to be to keep the front of our body nice and open and the back of our body nice and long. And you'll see as we go through the postures how each of these two qualities come into play throughout the practice. Okay, so let's get started. So making yourselves comfortable. And I'm sitting on a little block. You could sit on a cushion or just sit straight down on the floor. So either way, you want to be able to lengthen up through your back. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. Taking a couple of deeper breaths. And each time you breathe out with a real sense of letting go. So letting go of any tension. Letting go of your day so far. So that for the next 30 minutes you can really be in the present moment. You can be in your body. So feeling your buttocks resting down on the ground. Softly opening through the front of your body. Grounding down through the back body. Start to notice your breathing. And notice how you're feeling today. How does your body feel? I'm going to open up the eyes. And as we next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up over the head. Nice little stretch. And then exhale back down. And again, inhale up. And exhale down. And just once more, inhale up. Exhale down. And we're going to come into a twist. So we're going to turn just softly to the left. Sorry, the right. We turn to the right. And try to soften through your back. So we want to be sitting up nice and tall, but we want the skin on our back body to remain fairly soft. Soften the belly. Then come back to the centre and go to the other side, so to the left. So we want to feel that our back is nice and long, and that's more important than how far we go into the twist, keeping the spine long. Softening the skin on the back, softening the belly, and then back to the centre. Take off my jumper. And again, inhale, reach the arms up, exhale down. And now this time we're going to inhale, left arm forward and up. And we're coming back into that twist. So as we exhale, left hand to the thigh, right hand behind. And again, spine nice and long. Soften through the back body. Come back to the centre. Inhale, right arm up, left hand behind. Exhale into the twist. Feel your back long. Try to soften a little bit in the belly, soften a little bit into the back body, and then come back to the centre. Okay? So we're coming on to the hands and knees, and from hands and knees we're just going into a kneeling position. So I'm curling my toes under behind, to get a nice little stretch to the feet, and I'm sitting back onto the heels. So if this was too much for your feet, you could always just put the feet down. So it's really good to get that nice stretch. So as we next inhale, we're reaching the arms up. And then as we exhale, coming into cactus arms, so bending the elbows, bringing the chest forward. And then we go again. So it's a little bit of a back bend already. We're warming up. Inhaling, And exhale once more. Okay, and then down to hands and knees, down to all fours. Relax the toes, just tap them off the floor a few times to help them to relax. And then drop in the belly, inhale. Exhale, rounding. And release. Sitting back to the heels, taking the knees a little bit wider than the hips, and then hinging at the hip points, we're coming forward. We're going to walk the hands forward, try to keep shoulders distance between the hands. Let your forehead down for a moment. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here, bringing the inhales down to the belly. And as we exhale, exhale with a sense of letting this area, the sacrum, the lower back and hips, relax down. We're also pressing the hands slightly into the floor. Now we're keeping the left hand where it is, and we're going to thread the right hand under the left. So we back of the hands on the floor and we just keep sliding it through, coming down to a nice little shoulder stretch here. And if your head wasn't comfortably coming down, you could rest it on a little block or a cushion or anything you've got handy. Again, focusing on the breaths, bringing the inhales down towards the lower belly, and then softening with the out breaths. I'm going to change. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale, soften the belly, soften the body. Coming back, and coming back up to hands and knees. And from hands and knees now, we're going to come up into a plank pose. The hands are a little bit in front of the shoulders. We're curling the toes under, we're lifting the knees, we're lifting the hips. We're trying to stay broad between the shoulder blades, so keeping that skin between the shoulder blades nice and broad, really pressing the hands into the floor. We're going to inhale here, and then exhale as we push back to a downward facing dog. So lengthen the spine. You might want to bend the knees a couple of times just to really open into the legs. Okay, then we're going to release, knees back down to the ground, and we're stepping the right foot just to the inside of the right hand, coming into low lunge. And we're going to come up here. And right hand is going to be on the thigh. We're going to lean back a little bit to draw the belly a small bit away from that front leg. And then we're also drawing the belly slightly in and up. And as we inhale, the left arm comes up. With a nice stretch all the way through the left side. And then exhale down. And we're coming into a twist here, so the left hand is on the floor, the right arm is going to reach up, and we start to turn the belly and the chest to the right. And then let the arm come back down. Come back to your plank pose. Inhale, and then exhale, downward dog. Knees back to the floor. And other side. So left foot forward, bending the knee, knee stacked over the ankle, coming up, drawing a little bit away from the front leg, and we're kind of drawing this left hip crease a little bit back. We're lengthening up through the front body, and we're staying nice and open through the front. We're staying long in the back. We're going to inhale, arm up, and then we're going to exhale down. So we don't want to force in the twists. We want to go quite soft, so we're turning the chest a little bit, turning the belly, reaching the arm up. And at the same time, try and keep this knee over the ankle. Release down, step back to your plank pose. Inhale here, and exhale, downward dog. So from downward dog, we're going to step the right foot forward, and we're going to come into warrior one pose. So the right knee bends, and we're going to bring the arms up through that imaginary midline. So keep a nice bend in the right leg, lengthen up through the arms, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to open to warrior two. So for warrior two, the left leg comes back a little bit and the foot opens out a little bit towards the back end of the mat. So warrior two. Then inhale, right arm up, and get lots of length through that right side. And then as you exhale, tip down, and we're coming into our triangle pose. So right arm down, left arm up. Spread the fingers of the left hand. Push your feet down into the ground, as if you're pushing them deep into the earth. And then also lengthen up through the legs, as if you're drawing your legs up towards your pelvis. Open through the chest, stay long in your back. And then release down, come to a high lunge. And from a high lunge back to a plank. Inhale here, exhale, knees to the floor. We're going to lift the lower legs off the floor, and we're going to breathe in here. And then as we breathe out, stand open in the front, long in the back, nice and slow, come down to the ground. We can release the legs. And we're coming into a little back bend. So our first back bend on the floor, we're resting the hands under the shoulders. And just feeling the legs. Notice that the backs of your knees want to face up towards the ceiling. The creases in the backs of the legs facing up. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, keep the elbows by your sides, and then exhale down. Now take the hands back behind you, palms of the hands on the floor, and start to press the palms down. Notice how this will sort of lift your shoulders and draw them back a little. And again, inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, try to stay open through the front body, and then exhale down. Come back to all fours, push up, hands and knees, and we're going to go back into our downward facing dog, lengthen through the spine. Press the hips back and up. Now really spread the fingers of your right hand, come onto the outside edge of your right foot. And you've got two options. You can either bring the left foot to the floor, and we're going to balance like this, or you can stack the left foot over the right. You can reach the left arm up. We're just here for a couple of breaths, and here we're drawing the belly in towards the spine. We're reaching the buttocks towards the heels. Then we're going to release down, come back to our downward facing dog. Press out through the hips. And then left leg comes forward. And we're coming up to warrior one. So bend the left knee, reach the arms up. Keep the left buttock kind of in line with the leg. And then as we exhale, warrior two. So extending out through the arms. Inhale here, reach up with the left arm. And we're really creating lots of space through the left side. And then as we exhale, we slowly come down. Try not to go too fast. Keep it slow so that you can really feel what's happening. Right arm up. Imagine that you're pressing the right palm into a wall. Push the feet into the floor, lengthen up through the legs, expand out through your arms. And then slowly come down. Come into a high lunge. From high lunge, step back to your plank pose. Inhale here. And then exhale, knees to the floor. Lift the feet, inhale again. Exhale, lower the chest. Come all the way down. Release the legs. Hands under the shoulders. Knee creases facing up towards the ceiling. That's the backs of the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Lift the head, low cobra, elbows in. Try to keep the spine long by drawing your breastbone forward. Exhale down. Hands back to the floor, palms down. So really pushing the hands into the floor. We're going to inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the head. And then try to keep your shoulders just as they are, but lift your hands off the floor. So if the shoulders drop, keep them back down on the ground. And then release down. Take a moment just to rest. Soften the belly, soften the breath. Then back to our hands and knees. And from hands and knees, downward dog. Lengthen out. Now this time, side bend on the left side, side balance on the left side, so coming onto the outside edge of the left foot. And remember, you've got the option to bring the foot up. So you could be here, or you can stack the leg on top of the left. Reach up with the right arm. Keep pressing the left arm to the floor. Inhale. Exhale down. Back to your downward facing dog. Press the hips back, lengthen the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, knees to the floor. And just for a moment, coming back to sit. Rest the hands on the thighs. Close the eyes. Relax the shoulders. Notice how you feel. And coming forward again. So hands and knees, and then from hands and knees we're going to bring the elbows to the floor, and the elbows are underneath the shoulders. We can join the hands together. Press the elbows down as if you're really pushing the elbows into the floor, and you'll feel the upper arms lengthen a little when you do this. Curl the toes. We're going to lift the knees, lift the hips. Let the head hang. So the head isn't touching the floor, the head is just kind of hanging, hovering off the floor. We can walk the legs in a little bit. Keep pushing the elbows down. So this is a lovely opener for your shoulders. We're getting into the upper back. Then we're going to release, walk the feet back until we come to an elbow plank. And then slowly lowering all the way down onto the front, onto the belly. Relax the head. Just rest to one side for a couple of breaths. Try to soften the whole of the front of your body towards the floor. And then we're coming up again. Push in to all fours, and from all fours, downward facing dog. Pressing the hips back, lengthening the spine. We're going to inhale, right leg up. Bend the knee. Draw the knee in towards the chest. And then step that foot forward to the top end of the mat. You're in a high lunge. Now this time pivot round on the left foot, and we're going to go straight up to Warrior Two. So reaching up, bending into the right leg, Warrior Two pose. Stretching out through the arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, right arm up. And press the hips this way, so behind you, as you exhale and come down. Back to your triangle. Inhale here, push the feet into the floor, lengthen through your legs, and then exhale, high lunge. Step back to plank pose. Inhale here, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees to the floor. Inhale, exhale, lower down. All the way shoulders. Inhale, cobra pose. Keep the backs of the knees facing up. Exhale down. Hands down by your sides, palms down. Locust pose. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the head. If you can lift the hands and keep the shoulders from dropping, do. Otherwise, keep the hands down. See if you can lift the legs, lift the chest, and then release. So forehead down. We're going to bend the legs. Reach back. Hold on to your ankles. So this may be enough. You're getting a lovely stretch to the fronts of the legs. You're getting a little bit of openness into the chest. So you can either stay here, or you can lift the head, or you can go a little bit further by lifting the chest, lifting the legs. Keep breathing. And release. Come down. Hands to the floor. Curl the toes. Power up your legs so that you're engaging the muscles in the legs. Push up into plank. Push back to downward dog. Lengthen out. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee. Draw the knee into the chest. Step the foot forward. Pivot round on the back. Open up, warrior two. Stay long through the sides of the waist. Stay open through the front body, long through the back body. Inhale, left arm up, straighten out the left leg. Exhale as you tip down. And as I lean down, I'm staying long through this side, and I'm also drawing this left hip crease back that way. And that helps me to keep space. Right arm up. Keep pushing the feet into the floor, tailbone sending towards the back heel. And then release. Come through high lunge. Step to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees. Release the lower legs. Inhale again. Exhale, lower down. Keep the elbows by your sides. Stretch the legs back. And this time you're going to reach your arms forward, forehead down. And as you inhale, lift the head and arms just an inch off the floor. As you exhale, open back to cactus arms. Inhale forward. Head just hovering. Exhale back. Cactus arms. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Release the hands, lower down. Hands under the shoulders, elbows by your sides. Inhale to peel the chest away from the ground. Keep the front of the body open. Exhale down. Palms back, press down. Keep the backs of your knees facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up. You're lightly pressing the hands into the floor. Exhale, lift the legs. See if you can lift the hands without dropping the shoulders. And then release. Bending your legs. Reaching back for the feet. And remember, this is a lovely stretch in itself. So maybe just stay here. Or if you want, you can lift the head and chest. Try not to feel jammed at the back of your neck. Release down. Make a pillow with the arms, rest the forehead down. Take a moment just to feel your breathing. Then we're going to come up, hands under the shoulders, lift all the way up. Come to your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, come forward so the shoulders are over the wrists. And then place the right knee just behind the right hand. And slide the left leg back. So left leg is going back pretty straight. Feel the hip points now. And you want the hip points to be facing forward. So we're going to come down just slowly onto the forearms. And just keep breathing into the air where you're feeling the stretch. So then we're coming up again, and we're going to sit to the right, so we're sitting onto the right buttock, and we're swinging the left leg forward. So now we've got the left leg stretched out, the right leg is bent with the sole of the right foot coming into contact with the inner left leg. So we're going to try and keep that left leg nice and long, nice and straight, and as we inhale we reach up. So lengthening through the front body, stretching through the back body. And trying to stay open in the front body now, we're going to hinge. And we're going to come forward just a small bit. So we don't want to collapse and round right now. We want to try to begin our forward bend with the back nice and long. The back is nice and long, the front of the body is nice and open. If you can reach the foot, you can just gently hold on. Or you could hold on to the calf muscle by just interlacing or holding the hands around the calf. But open the elbows a little bit out to the sides, and that will help you to stay long through the front. So just wherever you are. Then we're going to release and come up. Bring up the right leg. So both feet are on the floor to start off with, and I'm sitting back on my buttocks, on my sitting bones. So again here, I'm lengthening and opening through the front of my body, and I'm staying long and straight in the back body. So we're going to start off here, we're rolling back onto the sitting bones, and then we're going to lift the lower legs off the ground. Try to stay long. So here we're really working our core. Then we're going to release. We're going to cross the feet at the ankles and really walk the feet as if you were walking towards the outsides of your mats. Sitting on the sitting bones, we're going to hinge at the hips, bring the hands forward, and we're going to let our back soften, we're going to let our back round. The front of our body can close in a little bit here. We're going to relax the head and neck. And we come into this just lovely, soft, forward fold. So there's no pulling, there's no tugging here. We're just simply folding down, letting the body kind of fold in on itself. So just a couple of breaths. We're going to come up. We're going to come back to our downward dog so that we can do the other side. Downward dog. So inhale, left leg up rather this time. And then come forward, bring the left knee just behind the left hand. Slide the right leg back. Check that it's going back pretty straight. Feel that your hip points are facing forward, your chest is facing forward. And if you're uncomfortable here, there's a bit of strain or even strain towards the hip, you could place something underneath that buttock, like a blanket or a cushion or something. You're going to come down, forearms on the floor. And then focusing on the area where you're feeling the most stretch. You're breathing into that area. So for me, it's the buttock, it's the leg. Some people it might be more in the hip, it might be more in the groin. So with each out breath, you're letting go. Going to come up. Sit to the left. Swing the right leg forward. And we're ready for our forward stretch over the right leg. So again, if that knee was up like this as well, if it was high, you'd place your little blanket under that knee to give it some support. So we're going to inhale, reach up, lengthen, and then exhale, come forward. We're keeping this foot nice and flexed. So we're coming forward any amount. Leave it to the... Try to keep the front of the body open and long. Breathe in. Then releasing. Bringing up that knee. Running the leg. And we're going to come back for another boat pose. So lengthening through the spine, opening through the front body, leaning back onto your sitting bones. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, reaching the legs up. Arms out. Keep a little bit of space between the feet. And then we release. This time crossing the ankles the opposite way to what you did last time. Walking the feet out towards the outside edges of your mat. And then when you're ready, just folding forward, draping down over the legs. Head and neck relaxing. Come up. Uncross the ankles. Lower yourself down onto your back. Take the knees into the chest. Arms straight and the hands just resting over the knees. We inhale. Exhale, knees in. Repeat. Spread the arms out to a T. Breathe in when you're ready. And as you breathe out, legs over to the right. Turn the head to the left. Softening the body. And the breath, relax. Next, inhale, bring the legs back to the middle. And as you exhale, go the other way, so legs to the left this time. You can rest the left hand on top of the knee. Turn the head to the right. And let everything go. Soften, relax. Breathe. Inhale the legs back to the center. Feet can find the floor. And we're coming straight into our Shavasana, our relaxation pose. So the arms are going to be down by their sides, a little bit away from the hips. Legs stretch out towards the outside edges of the mat. And just take a moment to really let everything go. So as you next breathe out with a sense of just letting go. Imagine that your body was melting down into the ground, into the floor. And each time you breathe out, see if you can relax your body just a little bit more. Relaxing the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips. Relax your sacrum, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Relax your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists and your hands. Relax the base of your skull, the back of your head, the top of your head. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your cheekbones, your mouth, your jaw. Relax your neck, your chest, your ribs, your abdomen, your hips. So you can stay here for as long as you like. And then when you're ready to come up, you just start moving your fingers. If you want to stay here a bit longer, you could pause the video now and just rest for a while longer. Otherwise you're going to move your fingers, your toes, bend up the legs, roll to one side. Use your hands to come up and coming back to a seated position. Resting the hands down. And just noticing how you feel now. Bringing your hands to your chest. Taking a nice breath all the way down to your belly. And on your out breath, bow your head down to your heart, down to your hands, bringing your practice to a close. Namaste. Thanks for joining.